A woman on TikTok is currently going viral for getting engaged to a man only 7 weeks after meeting him on TikTok. And wait a minute, it gets worse. The man that she's engaged to has only been home from prison for 5 months. Hold on, it gets worse. He's only been home from prison for 5 months after being in prison for 13 years after planning out a mass shooting. In this video, I'm going to break down some not so obvious reasons why this is such a bad idea. My name is Matthew Pfeiffer. This is Criminal Motives. I'm a therapist, coach, author. I give my reactions and thoughts to different events that are happening in the news and also in true crime. If you enjoy that type of content, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified each and every time I upload a new video. I'm going to play 2 different videos. First, I'm going to play her video that's going viral. Then I'm going to play an interview that her fiance, Blaec, did with CBS from 12 years ago. With that being said, let's break these videos down together and I'll give you my thoughts after.
I just got engaged to a man that just spent 13 years in prison, and he's been out for 5 months. So this is his first Valentine's Day since he was 19. He just moved into my house, and I just have to brag, I have never got flowers from a man before, but here I am.
Now let's get into Blaec's CBS interview from 12 years ago.
A man who told Missouri police he intended to commit mass murder was convicted of planning an armed assault. The case of 21-year-old Blaec Lammers is the story of how difficult it is for many parents to get adequate medical care for their mentally ill children. Jim Axelrod spoke with the Lammers and their son, Blaec.
21-year-old Blaec Lammers has been in custody for the last 15 months in Bolivar, Missouri, for plotting mass murder.
I watched a scary movie one day. That thought came back in my mind. Like, man, I could do this.
Could do what?
Hurt somebody.
Were you actually thinking you could kill somebody?
At times, I did.
I just walk in, start shooting, and then just wait till the police got there. The police got there to do what? Just hand myself over.
His videotaped confession to police about his plan to open fire at a Walmart and possibly a movie theater was made after his own mother turned him in.
I found a receipt that said shotgun, $865.
It turns out that shotgun receipt Tricia Lammers found in her son's pants was actually for an assault weapon. She called the police. Bill Lammers is Blaec's father.
Did Tricia do the right thing?
Yeah. And I'll tell you why. Our son is still alive today, and no one else was hurt.
Blaec's parents first noticed changes in their son's mental state when he was 16. 7 times in the next 4 years, he'd be admitted to psychiatric hospitals following escalating threats of violence.
It's a revolving door. Get him in, treat him, get him out, because there's a line waiting.
Each time, he was released after 4 days, the legal limit without a hard-to-obtain court order, with new meds and a new diagnosis, ranging from a form of autism to bipolar to a condition linked to schizophrenia.
Do you consider yourself mentally ill?
If I stay busy, I'm good. But if I get bored or I'm by myself, I get to thinking of stuff.
And stuff could be dangerous to other people.
Could be suicidal, could be...
And it could be homicidal.
Mm-hmm.
But he was never involuntarily committed during his 7 trips to mental hospitals, so nothing came up on his background check, and he was able to go into Walmart and buy 2 AR-15 style rifles, similar to the gun used in the Colorado movie theater shooting and in Newtown.
People watching this will be asking themselves, I'm not quite sure. Is he capable of shooting up a movie theater or not?
There's a 50-50.
Do you understand when you say to me it was 50-50 that you could have gone and shot up a movie theater, that people are going to look at you and say, well, then we need to put him away forever?
I do think about it a lot.
Blaec Lammers could get life when he is sentenced in March. The defense could have asked for him to be put in a mental health facility, but before the verdict, the judge asked Blaec if he had any interest in that. He said no.
All right, welcome back. Before I get started, I just wanted to mention that I know that sometimes my videos can be very intense, and this topic that we're talking about with relationships, I understand that people can struggle with relationships and toxic relationships and domestic violence and those sorts of things. And I understand that some of these topics can be very triggering. This is the reason why I partnered with BetterHelp. If you are considering therapy, be sure to go down to the links in the description box down below. You can partner with a BetterHelp therapist. You'll get 15% off your first month of therapy when you use the links in the description box down below. With that being said, let's get back into today's topic. So for obvious reasons, there are some major red flags that I believe the woman's name is Phoenix, or at least that's what she goes by online. And so some of the not so obvious reasons that this is a bad idea is that both Blaec and Phoenix are both diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. This is something that they both disclosed in a video. And now I don't want to stigmatize borderline personality disorder. For those of you who are watching that you may have been diagnosed, I do believe, and I've worked with people who have gone on to have fantastic relationships. The not so reasons why, the not so obvious reasons why this is such a bad idea in this situation is because neither one of them have any sort of support. Both in the video that I'm talking about that they mentioned and disclosed they have borderline personality disorder, neither one of them are going to therapy. Neither one of them, they're basically just winging it. And borderline personality disorder without any help, without ever going to therapy or anything like that, is difficult in and of itself. Relationships, period, without any mental health diagnosis are difficult in and of themselves. Then you add on top of all of this that this person is right out of prison for the type of things that he has been, that he went to jail for, that he was convicted of. One of the things that that they didn't mention in this video was that he was also convicted for stalking a woman with the intent to kill. He was caught with a box cutter. There's another interview on CNN. I'll link that down below, where he was caught stalking a Walmart clerk with the intent to kill. Right. So there was the intent to harm women. There was a conflict. There was a violent conflict that he had with a coworker, and I believe in 2009. Don't quote me on that. That would be in the other interview that's going to be linked below. But we add these multiple different layers on top of two mental health diagnoses. We layer this dynamic on top of two people that have mental health diagnosis that do not have the support and are not willing to get the support that might be necessary to have a thriving relationship. But I don't know this for certain, but given the dynamic, I'm sure that there are some financial issues on one being Blaec's part, being right out of prison. No shade to him or anyone else, but that's just a common issue. That's also common sense that you haven't been working this entire time. He does have a job, but the likelihood that he's situated the way that someone who would be in their early 30s at this point would be is just not likely. Now, I don't know Phoenix's financial status or anything like that, but the reason why I'm bringing this up is that we're adding more stressors on top of the obvious issues that are here. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy this type of content, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified each and every time I upload a new video. Also, be sure to go down into the description box down below. You can subscribe to my Substack, where I go into depth in topics like this. With that being said, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video. You guys have a good one.